Ken Shamrock recently shared his thoughts on The Smashing Machine. The film centered on Mark Kerr's rise in mixed martial arts and his deeply personal battle with addiction. Starring Dwayne Johnson, the movie focuses on Kerr's dominant run in the late 90s during his time competing in Pride FC, while also pulling back the curtain on the emotional struggles that followed him outside the cage. The film closely follows the tone of the original documentary and has been widely praised for its raw honesty. Johnson's performance earned major recognition, drawing attention not only to Kerr's accomplishments, but also to the darker chapters of his life. Shamrock, however, sees the story through a more complicated lens. Having worked with Johnson during Kerr's rise and witnessing that era of MMA firsthand, Shamrock said the film was difficult for him to watch. While he acknowledged that Kerr's struggles were real, he felt the portrayal may have unintentionally painted an incomplete picture of fighters from that time. According to Shamrock, the issue isn't the truth of Kerr's battle, but how audiences might interpret it. He emphasized that Kerr's addiction did not define an entire generation of fighters and worried the film could leave viewers with the wrong impression about mixed martial artists as a whole. For Shamrock, the story felt heavy, painful, and at times unfair, especially knowing Kerr personally. Shamrock also reflected on how MMA gave Kerr a second chance at greatness. After an elite amateur wrestling career that fell short of Olympic qualification, MMA became an outlet where Kerr could continue to compete at the highest level. The opportunity allowed him to channel his physical gifts into a new sport, even as personal struggles quietly followed him. Despite everything, Kerr still reached remarkable heights. He captured multiple tournament victories and was later inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame, cementing his legacy as one of the most physically dominant fighters of his era. Shamrock believes that what ultimately held Kerr back was not his body, but his mind. He described Kerr as someone who lost confidence over time, watching his once overwhelming presence slowly fade as addiction took control. Shamrock said the film forced him to confront lingering regret, wishing he had reached out when Kerr needed support the most. To Shamrock, Kerr was never weak. He was powerful, gifted, and intimidating, but trapped in his own thoughts. Looking back, Shamrock believes that if Kerr had been able to regain mental clarity, very few fighters could have stopped him. For Shamrock, The Smashing Machine isn't just a movie. It's a reminder of how fragile even the strongest athletes can be, and how easily greatness can be overshadowed when internal battles go unanswered.